Well, welcome back. This past week, Sioux Falls author and founder of Pinnacle Wealth, Kevin Engbers, oh my goodness,
There you go.
launched his second book.
Yeah, it's called True Wealth, Financial Trading for Every Stage of Life, a book that wants to help people really of all ages with their finances, and it's more than that. And Kevin joins us in studio this morning. Hey, thanks for getting up early with
opportunity
us.
to be here. Yeah.
You know, this is book number 2. Just
Book number
tell
2.
us the premise.
Sure. So the first book I sat down and wrote and published in 2015,
Okay.
following when my dad passed away. It's everything he taught me, or my mom and dad taught me, not only every day, but basically at a little resort in northern Minnesota called Happiness. So it was everything they taught me about happiness at Happiness. And it was really kind of an extension of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we introduced the reader to the 9 principles of true wealth. And it was fun, it was great, it was very emotional to go through it. It was just kind of a way to, I always kind of liked to write, but when he passed, it just flowed. And what I found over the years is that although that was very popular and very inspirational for a lot of people, true wealth, in order to go to the next level, I really needed more and better resources. So we, some people said, you know, true wealth is different for everyone. We always kind of say, you know, if you could imagine what your life was like if you were financially confident, you were physically fit, you were spiritually nourished, you're emotionally engaged, and you were surrounded by deep, meaningful, loving relationships, that's the pinnacle of wealth that we call true wealth. Life doesn't get much better than that. So we really wanted to provide a resource, so we retooled our workbook. We actually have a workbook where it allows the reader to dive deeper into what true wealth means to them, because it's different for everybody. So what are my core values? What are my principles? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What do we want to accomplish as an individual, as a couple, as a family? How do we make a meaningful difference in society? So that's what the workbook does. Then once you kind of get that figured out and you have a little clarity of who am I and what do I want to accomplish, the next step is, okay, how do I integrate this into my life no matter where I'm at? So out comes book number 2, which is basically financial training. Now it's a thin book, so it's more of a checklist on what are my opportunities, what are my obstacles at every stage of life. And I kind of wrote it, I wanted to start at 0, it teaches 0. They're not reading, of course, but it's kind of a tool for parents then, what should I be teaching my children? So we start off with 0 to 10, which I call them the repeaters. They learn most things by just example, right? We put training pants on them to teach hygiene responsibility. We put training wheels on their bike. Yet when it comes to money, quiet, right? It's kind of crickets. More is really caught than taught. And I want to change that. But it's kind of like how or where do I begin? Then we move on to 11 to 20-year-olds, which is the challengers. And I guess that's an appropriate title for so many reasons beyond just money. And then we move on to the launchers, which is those people who are 21 to 30. They're going out on their own. It's what's the check things that they need to make sure they accomplish. Then we get to the more intense phase, which is I call them the jugglers. That's basically 31 to 45. They're not only their careers are blooming and blossoming, their financial resources, but then all of a sudden they find themselves with a repeater and maybe a challenger in their house. And now they got so many balls up in the air, they're trying to just not do damage, right? Then after that, you kind of get back to maybe where you're a early empty nester, which is basically the builders, which is 46 to 59. Then ultimately we get to the leapers, which is 60 to 75, which it could be a career change. It could be wanting to do passions, purpose, whatever they may be. And then ultimately it's the legacy leaders, which is 76 plus.
Those are the whole stages of life.
All stages of life.
All right. And where can you get the book?
You can get the book. Currently it's available on Amazon. You can reach out to us. The workbook is only available through, just send me an email at info@Pinnacle Wealth and we'll make sure you get a copy. We're going to use this for couples retreats, training workshops, individual coaching, whatever it may be. The hardcover book and the softcover book are also available on Amazon currently, and then we're making it available to the bookstores through their channels, which is an Amazon, but they have their own channels. So it's exciting.
You summed it all up. Check out True. Kevin, thanks for coming in.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Awesome. Well, stick with us because Fastcast is coming up next.